Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brendan, and I hope all of you are having a great day no matter where you are from. And today we're going to be taking a look at a chart that has predicted nearly all of the tops and bottoms for Bitcoin over the last 5 years. Now we're going to be looking at 4 separate examples, including the 2017 bull run, the 2020 bull run, and the 2018 bear market. So some of the biggest events in cryptocurrency history this chart has predicted. And as we approach this resistance level on the DXY, it could be a foreshadowing that we are getting ready for another massive cryptocurrency bull market. So if you haven't seen this correlation already, you're going to want to watch this video because, again, it has predicted some of the most significant events in the history of cryptocurrency. Now, just so I am not blocking too much of the screen, I'm going to be turning off the camera for this video so that I can properly show this correlation and what's happening over here. But as we take a look at this chart, again, this has been a very strict correlation between these two asset classes. Now, on the left, we have the Bitcoin compared to the US dollar chart, which is just BTC USD. And on the right, we have the DXY, which is the US dollar currency index. Now, something to note over here is that in 2017, at the very beginning of 2017, in fact, Bitcoin was bottoming out. And when I say bottoming out, it was preparing for one of the most notable bull runs in cryptocurrency history, where Bitcoin went from $1,000 all the way up to nearly $20,000. And if we measure this out, this was an increase of almost 4,000% to the upside. And so as this happened, it was a coincidence at this point. You know, the US dollar actually ended up topping out at the same period. We had a January rally in the form of Bitcoin, and then we had a January fall from the DXY. Now, what happened next was at the very beginning of 2018, Bitcoin topped out at $20,000 while the DXY actually bottomed out at around 88. And so at this point, we're looking at just a little bit of a coincidence. This has now happened 2 times in a row where almost the exact day that Bitcoin bottomed out, the US dollar topped out, and then at the exact day that Bitcoin topped out, the US dollar bottomed out, and vice versa happened. And so during the great corona crash of 2020, this is what started one of the greatest bull markets in Bitcoin history. Some could even argue that this was an even greater cryptocurrency bull run than what we saw in 2017 because altcoins rallied like we'd never seen before. And so at the exact same month that Bitcoin was bottoming out around $4,000 in April or the first quarter of 2020, we saw the exact same thing happen over here where, guess what? The DXY topped out at almost the same spot as last time, actually just below it, creating a nice little trend line in the first quarter of 2020. So almost in the exact same day that the DXY topped out, Bitcoin bottomed once again. And then what happened afterwards was, well, the DXY fell rapidly back down towards support. Bitcoin rallied to new all-time highs, going from about $4,000 up to almost $70,000. And so finally, just a little bit later, in the first quarter of 2021, while Bitcoin was topping out over here, the DXY was bottoming out. And we can see that while Bitcoin had this double top happen, or almost a double top with just a slightly higher swing high, the DXY had an exact inverse of this happen with a higher swing low. And so while the DXY was bottoming out over the first quarter of 2021, Bitcoin was actually topping out over the first quarter of 2021. And so as Bitcoin continued to fall, the DXY has been continuing to gain strength. And so now as we take a look at this, and I want to switch this over to full screen now, is that the DXY is now approaching a level that it has seen before. And I want to switch this over here. So if we go to the DXY to see exactly what's happening, we are now approaching a very common resistance level that we have seen in the past. Now, the first time that this happened, or the first time that we're showing in this video of 2017, we topped out at around 103.5. Then the next time we came up, we topped out at 103. And now it's looking like we are headed right towards this resistance level once again. And again, this has sparked 2 of the greatest bull runs in cryptocurrency history, the 2017 bull run and the 2020 bull run. And so now the question's asked, what happens when we get up to this level again? Is this a guaranteed sign that we could be getting ready for one of the most notable bull runs in cryptocurrency history once again? You know, is this the thing that's going to bring us to $100,000? And it's very possible. Now, while nothing is confirmed in cryptocurrency, I think it's a sign, I think something that has to be noted here is that resistance and support are clearly respected at these levels in the same way that it's happening on Bitcoin. One time, it's luck. 2 times, it's coincidence. 3 times, there's something to note here. And now 4 times, I think there is a clear correlation and a trend that these 2 asset classes and that these 2 tickers have a direct correlation with one another. And I think that as we approach resistance on the DXY, very clear resistance, and as Bitcoin approaches very, very clear levels of support, there is a sign and there's something to note here that there is a correlation between these 2 markets. And this could be one of the biggest precursors and foreshadowings that the cryptocurrency market could be bottoming. Now, again, is this a guaranteed move that cryptocurrency is bottoming out? No, absolutely not. But if history is to repeat itself for the 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th time, again, I only showed 4 examples. I'm sure there's plenty more on this chart. But if the cryptocurrency market is going to have any kind of a macro bottom or macro top, the DXY is the correlation that I'm looking at. I think that this really does have the strongest correlation out of any other chart out there. So as we go back to Bitcoin and take a look at Bitcoin, I am, fairly confident here that I want to go back to the Bitstamp chart. I'm fairly confident that as we approach support, guys, this could be a sign that the cryptocurrency market is bottoming. Now, something to note over here is that Bitcoin, to a degree, is following the NASDAQ. So maybe if something wildly extreme does happen on NASDAQ, that could affect the price of Bitcoin. And so there are outside factors that we have to take into account here. But Bitcoin could be, again, winding up for one of the greatest moves ever. I think the only real bear argument that one could have over here is that its correlation to the traditional markets and maybe the rejections of its 50, 20, and 200 day moving averages. And so this little bit of a rejection could be a little bit of a warning sign as well. But if you are part of Crypt Nation, I actually published a newsletter on this almost a week ago. So if you want to join Crypt Nation, there's a link to that in the description down below where I go over all my technical analysis in a lot more detail and you get access to it a lot earlier than I post on YouTube. So if you want to get access to the newsletter and a whole bunch of other stuff, check out the link in the description down below to the Crypt Nation group. Again, I published all of this DXY information a week ago in Crypt Nation. So if you are in there, congrats for getting this information early and taking a look at what's happening behind the scenes of the crypto market. But that's going to really round us out for this video. I want to know what all of you think over here. Do you think that this could lead to the bottom of cryptocurrency, or is this just a false flag? And so as we round this out, I want to know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. So let me know what you all are thinking over there. And if you liked this video and found it interesting, definitely consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. And if you need to, share this video with someone else that needs to hear this. There's plenty of information to go around, and I do appreciate a share, a like, a comment, all that good stuff, even subscribing to the channel, as it does help our community grow. But once again, everyone, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.